So I just start, I think, putting my autobiographical notes on YouTube. Maybe some. I have a lot of songs on there. So I was born on 4th of July, 1961, and in 1968 we moved from Silver Lake Apartments to Rehoboth in Massachusetts. And I can remember going down to Warren, Rhode Island, which was right on the shoreline, and we used to visit my Mary and Pepe all the time. And part of I had a full beard yesterday, and we have no razors here, so I had to shave with a lady's razor, one of these. So I remember we used to go see, we were kids, we used to go see my Mary and Pepe on weekends, and in Warren, and me and my Pepe used to take walks all over the place, and one of our favorite walks to take was on the railroad tracks, halfway between their house on Handy Street and Main Street, and it would roll across the Palm River, and we used to walk along the tracks above the water, and you look down, and it's kind of, it didn't bother me too much, but those train tracks were long ago, nobody rode on them, so this was, now, long time ago, back in the silent movie era, my great aunt Lily used to play piano in the orchestra pit of the Majestic Theater on Main Street in Warren. And so I'm just going verbatim. I have no notes in front of me or anything, so I might hesitate every once in a while. But out of everybody other than my mother and my brother, I'd say my Pepe was, and my grandmother, my Pepe was the kindest, gentlest, most honest person, most generous that I ever knew. And he really was a good, honest man, and simple, and I miss him very much these days. So we used to take those walks when I was a kid, and then there was the candy store downtown where he used to work when he was a kid back in the early 1900s for his father, my great Pepe. And before we were born, he used to work at the Clydestone, and that was like the hottest job in town. And his brother, my great uncle Louis, was the chief of police long time ago, back in the 40s, 50s. So when I was a kid, I was bullied a lot, and I'm not complaining, I'm not whining or wallowing or anything, but to say that kind of like is part of my PTSD right now. My brother told me years later, I never knew the reason why it happened, but my brother told me years later, I used to walk around the house all the time, not in the house, but at school, making faces at people. I was kind of imitating my father, what he used to do at home. So, now, when I was 16, I had my first, actually when I started working when I was 12, me and my brother would mow Mrs. Wyatt's lawn. It was a big lawn, it was a tough job. And she liked to have it mowed like every other day, so. And then when I was 16, I got an official job with take tax out and everything as a dishwasher. And they used to call me Turtle. So that was my nickname because I washed dishes so slow. And I think if it wasn't for my brother working there too, I'd working there. I don't know. But that's copyrighted song. That's a copyrighted song, so I can't put it on YouTube. I hope it wasn't on too long. So now, one thing I'm really proud of was the next summer, summer before my senior year in high school, I worked at 2 jobs, and there at the restaurant I don't know if I can mention the name without, filing copyright laws, but they called me Speedy Gonzales at the next restaurant. I was the dishwasher there too. Now, I was washing dishes Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights, and Monday through Friday, and I'm very proud of this because it was 70 hours a week I would work. I would work Monday through Friday from 7 to 3, which meant that on Fridays I would work from 7 in the morning till midnight or around there. And that was hard work, and it makes you a good person to do hard work. And my parents let me do that, and I wasn't very good at school or college. I took a few college courses, and I passed everything. I graduated. I remember the night, let's see how many times, 5 minutes, so I get another 5 minutes. The night I graduated, we went to celebrate at a restaurant on Newport Avenue. It's been there for years and years. It's an Italian restaurant, and we all had lobster and steamers. That was like my favorite food. Pepe brought us up on that, and we had that. And then a few days later, I met my first girlfriend, Kathy, and we met. My friend was a very fast driver. It was a blind date, and my friend was a very, very fast driver. I was following him all around these back country roads, and I couldn't keep up with him. I didn't know where the place was where we were supposed to meet, so I'm following him, and then all of a sudden, this curve was too sharp to take, and I got in an accident. All I got was one stitch right here, though, and they gave me a ticket. So I had to keep up with them, though. I had to keep up with them. And Kathy had, we met her a few hours later. I had to go to the hospital to get a stitch. And she had the prettiest eyes, I remember. And we went out for like a year and a half. And at that time, let's see, 7 minutes. So to try to keep it to 10 minutes because it takes a long time to upload it. I got this idea from a female farmer. I'm going to start with my own autobiography. It's a long, long story. So at the same time I was going out with her, I was working. I got my first job right out of high school at Organ. I don't know if I guess it's all right to say the name, please. So Organ, and it was a production control clerk I was, and my boss always told me that he would have usually hired someone with college experience, but he liked me, so he hired me for the job then. A lot of mathematical work, which I wasn't, and I'm still not very good at. But I did good. I did all right. I had that job for. I never once been fired from a job, never once. But I got laid off a bunch of times, a whole lot of times I got laid off. And this job was the first time I got laid off after about 6 months working there. The company was going through a crisis, and 3 people got laid off from the offices, and probably some people from the factory part too. And I was one of the office workers that got laid off, one of 3, and so for a while I was unemployed, and then let's say this in a minute. It's quick. If you keep it to 10 minutes. There was a Dust Bowl out west in 1979. I don't know if anybody remembers, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the Dust Bowl in the 40s that Woody Guthrie wrote all those songs about. But Fram, the air filter company, hired a load of people during that time, and they hired 40 people in one day because the people out west were having to change their air filters like every day or every other day. And it was an air filter company, and I worked there for probably about the next 3 years, and they would have a lot of layoffs there. They'd lay you off for a while. It was seasonal, hire you back, and so I worked there for a long time. I was always a slow worker, not on purpose or anything. I just, I don't know, I remember when I was a little kid, my mother used to take us to this place where we'd walk on these, it was like for coordination and stuff. So I have to stop now, and I'm going to do this. I got the idea from her, for female farmer, to start my own autobiography. I don't know how many people will watch, but I had a pretty interesting life, pretty adventurous at different times, and I have to think of, because I'm not writing down notes or anything, I just going by my memories. I'll talk more about my Pepe, more about my family and times, and well, I'll be back. It's going to take a long time for this to upload, because it's, even if I upload like a 4-minute song, and so God bless a female farmer, beautiful girl, and a great heart she seems to have, and everybody, all the musicians I listen to. God bless Willie Nelson, Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, Nora Jones, and everybody I listen to, and that all those old blues players that play like I guess I get enough that I can play this with. They limit me on time. Because I haven't got enough viewers yet. So I hope I didn't go over time. I hope they tell you. And take care, everybody, and stay safe, please, from this terrible disease that's going around now. And I know we're going to get over it. Oh, we're having a solar eclipse in June. And the solar eclipse actually was part of what I'm sure caused World War I to end, because the next day after the solar eclipse, Armistice Day was signed. So God bless everybody. Everybody have a safe and good night, and I'll be back.